For most of his life, Ryan Walker believed one thing: if I could just move somewhere else, my life would finally start. He grew up in a small town outside Dayton, Ohio, the kind of place where everyone knew your past better than they knew your dreams. Ryan felt trapped by the same streets, the same conversations, and the same old limits. Every single night, he'd scroll through pictures of other places: New York City's skylines, golden California sunsets, bustling cities where people looked like they were actually living. He kept telling himself, once I get out of here, once I move, that's when my real life will begin. He was caught in what I call the waiting trap. By the time he was 31, Ryan had a decent job. He wasn't exactly failing, but he definitely wasn't growing either. He was always waiting for the right city, the right opportunity, or the right moment. But as you can probably guess, years just kept passing, and his life stayed exactly where it was. One afternoon, everything changed. Ryan went to visit his uncle down in Austin, Texas. Now, his uncle hadn't moved around much in his life, but he seemed so different. He was calm, focused, and genuinely fulfilled. Ryan finally worked up the courage to ask him, "How did you become so confident and build such a good life without ever leaving?" His uncle just smiled and said something incredibly simple: "Location doesn't build your life. What you build builds your location." That one sentence hit Ryan harder than any motivational quote he'd ever heard. It was a wake-up call. He suddenly realized something deeply uncomfortable. He had been blaming his surroundings for a life he had uneven started building yet. It wasn't the town's fault, it was his. So, instead of planning another escape, he decided to try something radical. He decided to create his own location right where he was. Not a place on a map, but a new environment built from his habits, his mindset, and his daily actions. He started building the place he wanted to live in, one small step at a time. He created structure in his mornings, waking up with a purpose. Instead of mindlessly scrolling at night, he started learning new skills. He intentionally surrounded himself with people who were focused on growth, not just complaining about their circumstances. His room, once a place of escape, became a space for focus. His time became more intentional. His mind became quieter and clearer. Outwardly, nothing about his small town changed. The streets were the same, the buildings were the same, but everything about Ryan did. And this is where the magic happens, when the environment follows the effort. Just 6 months later, new opportunities started appearing out of nowhere. People at work noticed his new discipline and focus. The conversations he was having changed. Doors started opening not because he had moved to a new city, but because he himself had moved forward. Eventually, Ryan did relocate, but this time It was a choice, not a desperate escape. It was an upgrade, not a reset. And the truth of it surprised him. He felt the exact same confidence and drive in the new city, because he had already built it within himself long before he packed his bags. The location didn't give him his new life. He brought his new life to the location. The real lesson here, the one Ryan learned that most people never do, is this: you don't need a new place to start a new life. You just need a new way of showing up for the life you have right now. When you create focus, when you build discipline, when you find purpose in your daily actions, any place can become the right location. So if you're out there waiting for somewhere better, I want you to remember Ryan's story. You don't need to run. You don't need anyone's permission. And you definitely don't need perfect conditions to start. Create your own location. Build it in your habits. Forge it with your daily choices. Because once you do that, I promise you, the world will meet you there. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more.